Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. So some urban photography today, no real theme other than to avoid low-hanging fruit when coming in to do city photography, particularly in kind of a tourist location. So I've come to a fairly new kind of business district. It's near the exhibition centre here in Cologne in Germany. And yeah, I'm just going to stick around there, really. I mean, it's got what I like the most. So it's got some really nice modern architecture. I like old architecture as well. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And it's near a station as well. And there's a hotel here as well. So there's always people walking past. And regarding that, I'm becoming more kind of sensitive since, been doing a bit more urban photography in Germany here and being a little bit more creative. So trying to avoid taking photos with people's faces. And you'll see today that even kind of intentionally blowing out people just to avoid that. And again, with this video facing in this direction, just to avoid getting people in the shot. But I will give you a taste of what I'm looking at when I'm walking around as well. But yeah, it just depends on which country you're living in. You know, different countries have different rules, etc. And yeah, I do quite often, or just recently, been getting people kind of more suspicious of photography. I don't have what you call a typical kind of urban setup for photography. So sometimes my Nikon Z and the 50mm lens, I do stand out a little bit. And also I'm quite tall as well, which doesn't help. So it's a nice, bright, sunny day in early autumn, which is great because I'm really being able to take advantage now of check the mics on. Yeah, the mic's on. Taking advantage of the different light conditions and yeah, look for light and shade, look for how the buildings interact with each other as well. And as always, it's looking for those angles, which I could have brought my zoom lens out with me today. I must admit, I nearly put it in the bag, my 24-120, but actually, I just like occasionally putting the 50mm on and enjoying the challenge that doing prime photography gives me. I think I'm going to walk back in the other way, to be honest. But yeah, there's some really nice buildings here. There's a massive Zurich insurance building that they built. I think it's been open now about a year and a half, something like that. Yeah, it's funny really with urban photography because I've been on a bit of a downer about it for the last couple of weeks. And I find that I really have to motivate myself to come into the city. I don't know if that's because I work in the city centre, 5 days a week. So coming in at the weekend and I don't always get time to do it during the week. I don't know, there's something about it. But when I do come out, particularly when I find some nice locations, then I really kind of get into it a little bit more. And I actually quite enjoy it. And I think, Sunday mornings, it's going to be quite a good time, I think, for coming out and doing this. So, yeah, starting to get back into it again after, as I said, a few weeks of really lacking some motivation for urban photography. So even though I'm mainly taking pictures of static objects, I do what I normally do with my camera setup. So I just put it to ISO 400. I may add some grain to these shots anyway, maybe not, depending on the circumstance. But I don't really notice any grain on ISO 400 in my camera anyway. But it just means that, I can keep my shutter speed relatively high, just in case I do want to capture any movement. And I'm then therefore concentrating on the shot rather than worrying all the time about my camera settings, etc. because I want to just kind of, as I said, relax into the photography, concentrate on, buildings that I'm looking for without having to fiddle around with the camera too much. Right, so I think I'm actually going to change location and move the other side of the train station. Although I may actually get my camera back out because, where's the sun? Because there may be some shots whilst I'm walking through the train station I could take. So I'm just going to adjust my camera ready for those, which probably means increasing the ISO a little bit more because it's going to be pretty dark. I'm going to do that before I start walking through. So I ended up massively increasing my ISO for those shots between the station and the underground station as well. I think it was up to like ISO 1000. Yeah. But, there's going to be some grain on that. There's going to be some noise on that, I should say. But I don't really worry too much about that. And in fact, those shots, I think, are going to work really well with grain. This location I'm coming to now, it's got some nice architecture. There's a big kind of arena here, which is used for music and concerts, etc. It's pretty noisy. I don't know whether you can still hear me or not, but hopefully so. So yeah, I'm just going to look for some different shots here. Right, despite my reluctance to come out and do some urban photography, I think I've actually got some quite nice shots. I'm looking forward to getting them back and editing them. As always, thank you for watching and see you next time.